OMW, on my way to you.
You suspect Adelaide have got other avenues to go, but the Dogs do need to keep chipping it around, and this kid's going all right in the back half.
McGuinness spent a lot of time on the bench in the first half and has been good early in this third quarter. Smith, what a super game. Couple of bounces. Johnson will be pressured by McLeod. Brilliant tackle. Got rid of it just in the nick of time. Croft for support. Now Johnson will get a second attempt to make amends here. Go wide to Dimatina. And perhaps one more wide, but then they want to bring it inboard. Dimatina happy to come now. Mitch Hahn there. Plays on with the acceptance of the mark. Takes a bounce, can go inside to Garlick. Garlick can finish. Kick on the way. Bulldogs. Garlick has got the goal. His first of the game.
I think you can concur with Cole, Gary.
Yes.
Dark and gloomy, I don't know whether I'd agree with. Around the body goes Simon Goodwin. High inside the 50. Perry stands his ground. Rashudo trying to get himself involved in this game in the forward line. Ian Perry claiming a holding the ball decision that was never going to come his way. We'll have a bounce.
It's one of these famous backs-to-the-wall victories that the Western Bulldogs need more now than ever before, Jared. It's just a display of the doggy spirit.
Yep. Rashudo could spoil the party. He rips it and goes.
They're out by 3 points still, the Western Bulldogs. Clark continues his centre square dominance. He's doing it all himself on this occasion. Bangs the handball wide. Tyson Edwards picks it up. Nice forward handball. He'll get it back here, Tyson Edwards. Good, long, hard running. Left foots it inside the 50. Bigland's caught behind. Croft got in his back. Had to have got in his back. Advantage paid. And this is where the Western Bulldogs have been very good. Lots of options through the centre. One of them's Mitchell Hahn. Picks it up. Now he's got to think of disposing of the ball. Does so. Bangs it long. 2-on-2 back there. Brought to the front. John Cock unable to pick it up. Nathan Bassett goes curiously with the boot. Now we've got a stacks-on situation. Comes back to Harris. Brings it around the body and kicks a goal.
Beauty McLeod, his reaction to
it is a good lesson, isn't it?
What should have been a handball to him was just to turn around. He respected the captain's decision. It wasn't the right one, but he didn't make a song and dance over it. He just got on with the next ball.
Smith kicks to himself and then feeds a nice handball across. Western Bulldogs linking nicely. This is Jordan McMahon. Smith will get it back and pump it long to half forward. Contested ball situation. Matner slapped it back, but only as far as Bowden running into an open goal and has got it.
Cloud back onto the ball.
Ian Syracuse and Power, both midfielders waiting to come back on. Clark off the ball towards centre forward. Harrison works his man nicely. McLeod was in the right spot, but West got the ball. Boyd had to get rid of it under pressure. Robbins, which way do I go? He elects the handball to half back to the runner in McGuinness. Bow chases. Short ball, Hahn. He's had a lot of it in this quarter.
Well, they all know if they present, Brian, they're a chance to get the footy, and that's this footy club are up and about at the moment.
Harris! Johnson on to Brown. Brown will kick a goal. His third goal. What about the leap of Harris?
Is that you, Brian, that jumped up with a Harris? That is a Jerry G. That was a fair jump and a fair yell. And Nathan Brown kicks an opportunistic goal. I've used that word twice. He needs to do more, mate, Nathan Brown. He needs to do more.
Beg your pardon, I can't hear.
Sorry.
Just had the eardrum
Have a look at
blown
this.
out by Brian.
It's almost a free kick. Well, his pants pulled down too halfway
Reason
up.
to get excited. If he'd marked that, it's the mark of the year.
There's been umpteen number of players take lots and lots of chest marks around the ground, but it's a ground game.
Beautiful roving there by Bowden around the body to the hot spot. Dangerous ball here for Adelaide. On the ground, Matner needs to be clean. Came to Doughty. His handball missed its target, but Ben Hart will be composed. Doubles back. Oh, now he sets himself a real task. The boundary line looming. Stengline slides in and takes a mark.
He got it just in the nick of time.
You think they got to score, Brian, inside the first couple of minutes, the Adelaide Crows?
So Adelaide, Begley, 13 marks for the game. Begley kicks the high ball off hands Power. Just floats to the back and then sums up his forward options. Kick was ordinary. Straight down the throat of Doughty at centre half back for the Crows. They need to move the ball fluently and quickly, the Crows. They are 23 points down. Off hands, Massey. Hart. Centre wing, look for the driving ball to Rashudo. Got back Robbins, but Rashudo did really well. The first mark of the game for Mark Rashudo. He has kicked one goal. Kick on the way is there. Adelaide are coming. Ball up. Wing. Outer side here. The Adelaide Crows. Nearing. West. High ball, Bowden, one-hand mark. Excellent. Half forward now. Here's some space. Brown led one way, then back to the pocket. He outdone him on the lead. He plays on. There's to be another Nathan Brown goal. He's kicked 4.
Put his head back to goal.
They've got 12 minutes here, Adelaide. The Western Bulldogs the same amount of time to record a famous win. Bickley, a long one inside the 50. Bassett with a big climb. Draw a big breath and slot it through if his club would win this one. Kick on the way, looks good. Well done.
And you have to have your head ripped off to get one here now, I reckon.
That tells the story. Rowan Smith, West and Dimatina have been great for the Western Bulldogs. Here comes Gilby. Handball missed its target. Now West and Hahn involved. Well done, Mitchell Hahn came banging through. Really did well. Ball on the ground. Gilby tries to go off the ground with a soccer. McLeod, can he be clean? Little toe poker. Unable to get it through. Gilby just bangs it down the line towards the boundary line. Tyson Stenglein will do his best to keep it in. Now he just neatly drops one over the top to Bickley. Bickley, the long bomb inside the 50. Perry one out. Brings it to the front and goes and gets it, the natural left footer. Handball back. This is Massey. Bit off more than he can chew. Got it to the skipper. The skipper loads it up. Rashudo. Going. He's brought the house down.
Most experienced blokes up on the ball at the present time, the Bulldogs. They need to win loose balls.
Adelaide have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals. Make it 4. Goodwin has kicked his 4th goal. 3-point advantage for the Bulldogs.
I told you, you're going to have to lose your head off your shoulders and get a free kick.
7.5 minutes remaining. Brown's got on the ball. McLeod comes in, picks up the ball. Shot on goal to put the Crows in front.
Shut the gate.
They are there.
No, you're just going to take your hat off your head to this bloke here, Andrew McLeod, who had as dominant a first half of footy as you're ever likely to see, and didn't touch it in the third quarter, basically. And over the last 5 minutes, has cracked it open again. If nothing else, young Gian Syracuse will have learned plenty today. Now, Darcy just pointing in the centre. Well, unbelievable.
Hasn't the silk risen to the top for the Adelaide Crows? Goals to Rashudo, Goodwin and now McLeod. They've stared down a 23-point lead and deficit and turned it into a lead.
Too much space, Jared, again from Gian Syracuse.
Well, it's a harsh lesson he's going to learn, but it's a lesson he's going to relive. Johnson into the middle, Brown into the middle.
Kick the last 4, the Adelaide Crows. Can the Dogs find something? They've got a clearance here. Tyson Edwards picks it up. Little one over the top to Massey. 7 and a bit minutes to go. The Dogs are still in it. Massey, long down the line. Matner to fly from the back, good hands. A good mark from Marty Matner.
Good move getting Johnson, hard player, up onto the ball.
Peter Rode, what can he do? They've got them all back now, the Western Bulldogs. Darcy flies, almost takes it. Smith just bangs it out of there. Bickley's got it. High one inside the 50. Coming at it, Tawney!
Well, that is just unbelievable. They have struggled to find a contested mark inside 50 all day. Now, Jason Tawney is probably lucky to be paid, to be honest. Bassett got hands on it, but just a sensational attempt. He's only really down there because Rowan Smith has been so dominant, and he pulls out something like that.
Hasn't been a massive day for Jason Tawney, but he won't give 2 hoots about that. Just 4 disposals. If he can slot this one, he gives his team a 9-point buffer. The former Tiger, originally from this part of the world. Set shot inside the 50. Jason Tawney got it.
Well, this is going to crush the heart of the Western Bulldogs, you would think, but there's too much talent in this Adelaide Crows side for this not to have happened, really. And Gian Syracuse is a player who's come to the bench He may be exhausted or his head may still be spinning after seeing Andrew McLeod perform some wizardry out there. And that is a great mark from Jason Tawney and a terrific conversion. And they would just be shell-shocked, the Dogs.
But it's why it's such a great ground to come and watch footy at, because there's so much football atmosphere here that you see players rise and do things that they can't do in other grounds.
5 straight goals for the Adelaide Crows. They're not done with yet. I don't think the Bulldogs are either. They lead it by 9 points.
Rowan Smith, Bickley, the smartest player probably in the Adelaide lineup, has been instructed to take Smith out of the play. It's time to get him on the ball.
6 minutes remaining. Clark, Edwards doing all the attacking in this last quarter. Adelaide. Here comes Rashudo. They fly. Dimatina went in with a hand. Begley. The extraction process underway, but not complete. 5 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. Peter Rowe, Alan Richardson and staff on the phones. There are no free phone lines in that box at the moment.
14-2, the hit-outs this quarter. Big stat.
9-point advantage Adelaide. In there, attacking 50. Free kick Bulldogs. Highish tackle. And I think it will be Burse will. A little lucky, but nevertheless there.
Very lucky, I would say.
Burst to Murphy. They need to run with some positive process about what they're doing. Johnson will give them that.
He's still got victory in his nostrils, this bloke. And
He's all up, isn't he?
they need to just breathe off his enthusiasm.
Garlick in front. Edwards there working really hard. Garlick did well. Ball over the line, boundary throw in.
There'll be half a dozen Dogs players now, Gary, that think they can't win. If they can just take a lead from Brad Johnson, a couple of others, they can sneak back 1 goal and then they're just a kick behind.
Jordan McMahon back on the ground, some fresh legs, quick legs. They've got to take some risks. They've got to be prepared to take some risks here, the Dogs.
Garlick gets it to West inside. Well done, Ben Hart.
Good move.
Really did well there. Under a lot of pressure.
And I think that the Crows players, Gary, would be thinking about that Collingwood loss. It was a victory, but it was snatched from them. Similar scenario. They were behind for most of the day. They got in front, and then they just relaxed a little bit. It'd be difficult to see them losing from here with that so fresh in their mind.
Tyson Edwards gets it and gives it back to Ben Hart. Streaming out a half-back. The premiership player. Big climb at the back from Perry. Couldn't claim it. McLeod and now Bode. Bode will just bang it forward. Bouncing ball. Here comes Begley. If it can bounce up for him, he's got some space to move. Kick around the body. Rashudo picks it up. Gets the handball off. Standing start. Bassett really didn't time it at all. Bouncing about 15-20 out from goal. Rue makes power earn it.
Oh, he's been knocked out.
Sets him right down. But the Dogs bring it away. Bounces here to Dimatina. He's had 4 of them on the AFL logo. High one inside the 50. Big climb at the back from Bowden. Couldn't claim the mark on the deck. Garlick's involved. Bowden's involved. Will have a bounce. And Power's up on his feet, which is great to see.
Yes, the Power was out momentarily. Big hit from the Roo. Tucked into the waist, so no problem there.
Couldn't be any more tucked in. Garlick has thrown himself on the ball in the last few minutes as well. Clark out of the ruck now. He was pinged in the tackle, but he got rid of it. There's the difference. Goodwin found the open man in Bassett, who's come a long way up to his full forward possession. Kick on the way to Rashudo. Boy, are they giving him some space now. Murphy got him under the ball ice. But here comes Bickley. Murphy to the boundary line. He turned it around. Boundary throw in. 102 plays 93, 3.5 left, time running out.
Clark again, instrumental in the clearance down here. That was the first time they had into a dangerous position, the Western Bulldogs, but it was Matthew Clark again. Had a huge say in the clearance.
Adelaide, forward pocket. Johnson need to take a risk now, the Dogs. Handball, Harrison, McMahon, fresh legs and pace. As Gary said, handball over the top to Smith. But I tell you what, Adelaide are playing great one-on-one football. Look at that. 4th possession for the half.
Yes, sir.
He has single-handedly got the Crows back into this game.
He's like a predator mowing down someone, this bloke. He just closes like you wouldn't believe. Go on, Brian.
First time Smith has been caught today. The most important.
The 2 best players on the ground involved in that passage of play.
Out wide now. Adelaide starting to get a little more comfortable. Crowell inside the 50 with a little one. Will find Massey. Inside the final 3 minutes. If they can convert here, they're home.
They just need a chance to get it inside 50, the Dogs. They haven't been able to probably for the last 4 minutes or so. They've dominated Adelaide this quarter. They've got such good players in the middle of the ground that we always thought it was going to come, but I'd given up hope, I reckon. I thought they were gone, the Crows.
Inside 50s for the quarter, Gary. 17-8 in favour of Adelaide. Chris Massey tied against the line. Kicks it high. Kicks it very high. And it's narrow as well. They behind. They're out by 10 points.
Rowan Smith's got to get this and belt it down the middle. Luke Darcy's got to get himself into the middle of the ground.
Well, he played on, but he did it a little bit early.
Yeah, and just got to take a risk, try and belt this over the back, run onto it. This is all or nothing stuff. No good playing safe here.
Players would be aware that there's just the 2 minutes remaining. The kick in stolen, Dowdy. Dowdy from 50. Kick on the way. It's bending back to the goal face. It's there. The double-fisted salute signifies that Adelaide